All right. Thank you all for joining me. My name is Jessica Beaver. I'm a Platinum Wellness Advocate with doTERRA, and we are going to spend some time tonight talking about digestive support specific to the holiday season. So we have several holidays coming up, various things that we're going to be gathering for and celebrating, and usually those festivities are surrounded by food. And am I frozen? What's going on here? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, because my little microphone is not showing up green, so I wasn't sure. All right, good. So as we gather with our families, usually digestive things happen, and so we're going to cover those things tonight over the next 30 to 45 minutes. So the purpose of this webinar is to understand how the digestive tract works and its primary, secondary, and tertiary functions, identify the varying types of digestive support needed, and educate you on some of doTERRA's amazing products that offer incredible digestive support. If you're just tuning in, if you don't mind to go ahead and mute yourselves so that there's no feedback, since we are recording this as well. All right, and also another purpose is to equip you to handle the upcoming holiday seasons with an arsenal of digestive resources. All right, the digestive tract has three main purposes. The first purpose, which is the most obvious, is to process food intake and break it down into nutrients. The second purpose, main purpose anyway, is to be a line of defense for the immune system. And then the last purpose is to eliminate waste from the body. And these are the three that we're really going to cover tonight. When any of those three areas are out of balance, ongoing chronic illnesses can occur. Often we continue to manage these symptoms, but we really never help the root issue, which is often the need for the digestive support. Problems originating from the digestive tract can include feelings of anxiousness and sadness, skin irritations and sensitivities, sore and achy joints and muscles, and a failing immune system that is very easily susceptible to threats. Again, these are just a few of the things that are symptoms of an unbalanced digestive tract. So as we're talking about these things over the next little bit, we are not going to really dive much into the skin irritations and sensitivities, and we're really not going to dive into sore and achy joints and muscles, mostly because those things are often remedied whenever the digestive tract is completely balanced. A lot of, well, this is a little sidebar, I guess, but there are three main ways that your body eliminates waste from the body. One is through the skin, one is through the respiratory system, and the other is through the digestive tract, which would also include the urinary tract. And so we're really just going to focus on the digestive tract tonight, but just know that if one of those pathways is blocked, respiratory, skin, or digestive, then the others are going to become aggravated because there's not a continual source of elimination in those other areas. So we're going to really focus on the digestive tract tonight. All right, so we are going to discuss three types of digestive support tonight. There are many more, but we're going to hone in on three of those. The first one is digestive support due to emotional discomfort. And as we all know, family and holidays aren't always relaxing. I think that's why someone invented eggnog. But we're going to examine how emotional response can often upset the digestive system. We're also going to talk about gastrointestinal support. And, well, I said three, but apparently I think we're going to talk about upper GI and lower GI. Those are the three we're going to talk about. Upper gastrointestinal, lower gastrointestinal. So let's talk a little bit about the emotional component from being with family. And we all know that this little perfect picture over here is usually not how our holidays go smoothly. Sometimes they do, but not always. And so we're going to talk about a few emotions and what oils address those emotions. So if you are entering a family atmosphere where you might feel particularly judged, some good oils to apply topically, or if you're the host or hostess that you could diffuse, would be birch, clove, ginger, and cassia. Like I said, diffuse or dilute and apply topically to pulse points, feet, and wrists. A lot of times when we are addressing emotions, really trying to get a balance on an emotion that we're feeling, applying topically to the wrist, the pulse points, the bottom of the feet, sometimes even over the heart is a really great place to apply those. If they're hotter oils like clove, ginger, and cassia, and actually birch is, in my opinion, is a pretty hot oil too. You want to make sure that you're using proper dilution for those two. And I'm going to just assume that everybody that's on here understands the basics of dilution. If you don't understand the basics of dilution and what that looks like, or if you don't know what it means when I say that they're hot oils, then really get in touch with the person who invited you to this class and ask them to go into some more detail about that. All right, the next emotion we're going to address is left out. So if you're at a family function or you're going to attend one and you often feel left out or isolated, some really great oils to use to support that emotion are cedarwood, marjoram, and myrrh. Again, topical application is really great. I will caution you that cedarwood also increases natural melatonin production. So if you are going to be driving home, you may want to, late at night, you might want to be careful putting that on so you don't get too sleepy. Marjoram is also a really great oil for relaxation and calming. In fact, all three of those are really great for relaxation and calming. All right, to promote harmony. So if you just need some harmony in your relationships with your family, balance, serenity, and cardamom are all great oils to use. In fact, balance and serenity are my personal oils of choice for feelings of anxiousness. I like to use them in equal parts. Add a little bit of patchouli to them as well. Their balance is very grounding, serenity is very calming, and cardamom is just generally soothing, but especially to the digestive system. All right, to promote calm feelings. So if you know you're going to be hosting an event where maybe there would be some uncalm feelings, these all would be great oils to diffuse. Lavender, peace, lemon, patchouli, sandalwood, aroma touch, serenity, cardamom, arbor vitae, whisper, past tense, and in tune. Those are all great oils to really promote some calm emotions, help with any feelings of hostility or things like that. All right, confidence. So maybe you are the person in the family who struggles to maintain confidence and you want some of that assertiveness going into your family function. Bergamot, cassia, not Cassie, I don't know who that is. Motivate, spearmint, lavender, Roman chamomile, and citrus bliss are all great oils to help with those feelings. Roman chamomile will be back on December 1st. So put that on your calendar if that's an oil that you're really desiring. And that'll be available on December 1st, I'm sorry. All right, if you're feeling distant, maybe you're feeling disconnected from some family members and you're wanting to alleviate that emotion, marjoram, jasmine, cedarwood, and arbor vitae. I hope you're seeing some patterns here. A lot of these emotions oils are really great for grounding and centering and calming, things like that. All right, dread. Maybe you don't feel any dread when you think about the holidays in your family, but if you do, fennel and clary calm would be really great oils to use in those situations as well. Again, pulse points diluted on your pulse points, wrists, bottom of the feet, over the heart. All right, what about generational issues? White fir, Douglas fir, and those are very different smelling. So if you have not had a chance to smell those two side by side, that would be a really great comparison for you to try. I think that Douglas fir is a little sweeter. White fir is a little more woodsy smelling. Both of them definitely smell like Christmas trees. DDR prime is great, either the oil or the soft gels, birch and jasmine. And I got all of this information from this book. This is the Emotions and Essential Oils Reference Book. I'm pretty sure since some new oils have been released, there will be another one that comes out in the next few weeks, I would guess, within the next few weeks if it's not already out. And so this is just a really great book to look at if you are experiencing an emotion and you would like to help balance that out, or maybe just process through it. If there's some of these things you want to process through, there are some great tips in the back of that book too. All right, so now we're actually going to address the physiological responses that we have either to what we're eating, these emotions, because they do actually all have physiological responses within our bodies, each of those emotions. But really what I would suggest is to set yourself up for the holidays with a really firm foundation of nutrition. The oils work better when we have a really firm foundation of nutrition. And it's sort of like if you go eat at a really cheap fast food joint 3 times today, and then you go home and you have some digestive discomfort, a little drop of Digestzen in your belly button isn't going to alleviate the majority of those issues. The root issue is the nutritional component and what you put into the body. So if we have a really firm foundation of nutrition, if we're able to really sort of set our bodies up for success, whether it's emotional or digestive, this is going to be your go-to trio. This is a 3-part multivitamin that addresses the digestive system. It balances mood, and it helps maintain energy and stamina. I started these supplements about 2 years ago on the edge of skepticism. They come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and so my goal was to take them for 30 days, 45-ish days maybe, and then send them back. And then I could tell all my friends, you know, hey, don't worry about the vitamins, just buy the oils. And as I said, that was 2 years ago, and we all take them now. My husband takes them, I take them. Our kids take the kids' vitamins, and that has been a slow progression. But what I found when I started taking them was that issues that I had with my gastrointestinal system seemed to subside. I was already taking the probiotic, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but adding these into that regimen really helped balance some upper GI upset that I was having. It also really helped balance my mood, which I think was stemming a lot from fatigue. I was having a lot of fatigue. I would wake up every day and wonder when I could have a nap. And once I started taking these supplements, I didn't wake up tired every day. And I had more energy throughout the day, which I think was just a domino effect of trickling down and making me have a really crappy attitude towards my children, my husband, my friends. And I remember after I'd been taking them about 2 to 3 weeks, my husband was like, you've been in such a great mood lately. What's different? And I was like, well, I've been taking these vitamins, but surely that can't be it. And then we quickly discovered that that was in fact the reason for the mood shift. So again, just setting a firm foundation. That bottle that's on the top there, that's horizontal, that's the Microplex VMZ. That is a food nutrient complex. That's going to be all of your macro and micronutrients that you need in a capsule. It's actual food powdered down into small form so that it's readily absorbable nutrients to your body. When you read the label on that, you're going to see the vitamins, but you're also going to read words like kale, Brussels sprouts, spinach, broccoli, all of those things that we need to be consuming in high quantities every day, but likely we're not. And then that bottle on the left, the Z Omega, that is going to be your fish oil. It also contains 9 essential oils, which are great for cognitive function, and also helps with having a proper inflammatory response in the joints, as well as any muscle irritation you might be having, any soreness and things like that. Fish oil is great for supporting a healthy lining of mucosa in the respiratory system, so you don't have an overproduction of mucus. You also don't have an underproduction of mucus. Just a nice balanced amount that we need. It's also really great for anything, like I said, cognitive related. We've seen a big difference with the fish oil with a couple of our kids and their ability to really think clearly and stay focused. And then this beautiful little purple lettered bottle on the right, that is the powerhouse for me. That alpha CRS, that cellular vitality complex, it really helps the body to slough off cells that it doesn't need anymore and promotes a healthy cellular proliferation. It also is the one that's really gives me the energy that I need. We tried to back down to just the VMZ and the Z Omega, and that is an option. It's called the Daily Nutrient Pack. We tried to back down to that to see if we could maybe save a few dollars a month, and I felt like a slug, and really just felt like that the alpha CRS was what gave me the kick in the pants every day. So I now take these daily. My husband takes them daily. Like I said, our children, our older children, take the 2. They don't need the energy, the CRS. And then our younger children take the kids' vitamins. So this is going to be where you want to start. So let's look at the different areas of GI support. We're going to talk about the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, and intestinal support, piece by piece. All right, so in the mouth, tooth and gums, any sores or discomfort that you might have, you know, depending on what you eat, sometimes you can get some irritation in the mouth, or maybe if you're eating too many things that are sugary, you might get some tooth discomfort. The best thing that I can suggest for you to do is to take about 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of coconut oil. I didn't say what in there, but coconut oil, and 1 drop of On Guard, and you swish it for about 20 minutes. So it'll start off like thick and clumpy, and then it will move to more of a liquidy consistency. And if you are familiar with oil pulling, that's what you're doing. So you're just gonna swish that through the mouth for about 20 minutes. You can do this every day. You can do it every other day. Usually consistency is key. So if you're having some tooth discomfort, this is the first thing I've done when I've ever had a little bit of tooth discomfort. And whenever you're done, you want to make sure you don't spit it into the sink or the toilet. I would always advise to spit it into the trash because it is oil and you don't want it to clog up any of your sinks or the drain or anything like that. So what about bad breath? If you're going into some holiday functions and maybe you want to curb some bad breath, I would go back to the oil pulling and think about that as well. But in the moment, some great things to use are the peppermint beadlets. You can pop one or two of those in your mouth and pop them, and that'll help give you some nice fresh minty breath. And then also use the On Guard toothpaste. That stuff is amazing. If you haven't tried the On Guard toothpaste yet, it's awesome. It is a fluoride-free toothpaste, and honestly, as someone who has very sensitive teeth, I was a little worried that it would increase my tooth sensitivity, but in fact, it's decreased it by quite a bit, actually. So that's a great way to support the mouth during the holiday season. All right, so let's talk about the esophagus. Maybe you've eaten something that doesn't agree with you. Maybe you're having some burning or discomfort in the esophagus. The first way that you can address that is to put a drop of lemon oil into your water. Again, you want to make sure that if you're drinking oils in your water, that you're using glass, stainless steel, or ceramic. No plastics, because it's going to leach out those toxins in the plastics, and then you're going to consume those. And so maybe you're like, well, what happens if I drink it? Isn't it going to leach the toxins out of me? Actually, yes, it will. It will help leach some of those toxins out of your body. So expect for your urinary tract to kick in, and you'll have some increased urinary function. But as far as damaging you, we learned at convention, and there's actually going to be some peer-reviewed studies published. Hopefully, I think we're looking in early 2017, that talks about the mucosa in the mouth and in the esophagus and stomach, and how they're actually made to help protect those linings against the essential oils, but also allow them to be absorbed properly in a proper dilution so that they are very safe for you to ingest. Another great way for you to use the oils for esophagus support is to dilute some lemon oil and just apply it directly over the esophagus. So I have some experience with the Digestzen over the esophagus. I was at a ball game with my son last weekend, and we really don't eat a whole lot of fast food, but it was just the two of us. And if you don't know our family, we have 8 kids. So for me to get some one-on-one time with one of the kids was pretty special. So we drove through a fast food place that specializes in biscuits, and I got a biscuit, and we really don't even eat gluten anymore in our home. So we got to the game, and I was watching, and I thought, man, that is really not sitting well in my stomach. And I started having some discomfort in my esophagus. And so I took out my Digestive that was already diluted in a roller bottle and rolled it right over my esophagus, and it quit. So that's a great way to get some support. But this next one has been the kicker for me, the probiotics. So doTERRA has a great probiotic. We're going to talk about that in just a couple of slides. But, and I'll go more into my story then about the probiotics, but developing healthy intestinal flora is actually going to impact the stomach acid and the esophagus more than anything else. And then the next thing we're going to cover is those DigestTabs. So, oh, shoot, I thought that was next. Let me see here. Okay, there they are. So we'll jump over here to the DigestTabs real quick. So these DigestTabs were released just a year or so ago, and they are really great for supporting the esophagus and the stomach acids that are being produced. They are calcium carbonate, which comes from natural mineral sources, and they're going to help maintain stomach acid balance by neutralizing excess acid in the stomach. This specially designed calcium carbonate is less chalky than many similar products on the market and much easier to chew and swallow. This blend contains ginger, fennel, and coriander to help ease occasional stomach discomfort, including motion sickness and indigestion, while peppermint, tarragon, anise, and caraway aid with digestion and help maintain a healthy gastrointestinal tract. So this is sort of a product that I was excited about because prior to my experience with doTERRA's probiotics, I carried the other more chalky similar product around in my purse all the time. I could not live without them. If I went out to eat and didn't have them, I would just be miserable. And I would buy the huge jar at like Costco, and I just had a smaller bottle that I would continually refill. I knew how much they were at the store. I knew what brand I like. I even knew what color of tablets I liked more than others. So I would save all the ones I didn't like until the end. And that was how well I knew my little box of tablets. And so as someone who has a lot of experience with those, I can tell you that when I need to reach for the DigestTabs, which is not often anymore because of that probiotic, but when I need to reach for them, I used to take 3 or so of the other, and I can take 1 or a half of these DigestTabs. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because I do have a better balanced digestive tract, but also because these are so incredibly effective. Usually, if I take a half or 1, I don't have to go back and take any more. It's usually pretty quickly resolved. So these are chewable, and they're just little flat discs. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the stomach so we can move on to the probiotics. So the stomach, we're going to talk about how to balance and improve the digestive process. We're going to talk about how to aid in digestion. We're going to talk about converting food to usable nutrients and how to settle digestive upset. So we're going to skip past this one and go straight to Digestzen. So if you've never tried doTERRA's Digestzen, then you really haven't lived. That's sort of a joke. I hope you haven't had really a need for it, but it's great. It's a must-have in our house. We use it topically in a carrier for our kids around the outside of the navel and inside of the belly button and all over the abdomen. Just a real quick story that we have about this. Our 8-year-old son, I guess it's probably been about a year ago or so. We sent him to bed. He was fine, and he came upstairs and just was crying, sobbing, and his stomach was like really rounded and, you know, just really, he was complaining of some discomfort, and I'm trying to stay compliant, and he was just really uncomfortable. And it was so rounded that I became concerned. And so I called my parents because this was late and all the other kids were in bed. And I said, you know, he's really screaming. He's upset. He's having a lot of discomfort. We're going to have to take him on in to the hospital. And so they came over to watch the other kids, and we start loading him up. And while my parents are driving over, I thought, I'm just going to try this Digestzen on his stomach and see what happens. And this is probably more than a year ago because we were still pretty new to oils. And so I just did a little dollop just right there in his belly button, and, you know, just kind of massaged his stomach a little bit, but he wouldn't let me touch it very much. And so my parents live like 8 minutes away. So as soon as I called them, I put it on his stomach. Before they even got to our house, he went into the bathroom, had a huge elimination, came out, his stomach was normal sized. He was happy. He was laughing. My parents walked in the door and they were like, what happened? So that made me a huge believer in how quickly this oil can really affect the digestive tract just by putting it into the belly button. And I'm pretty sure that Jordan Smith posted a link just a few days ago about why the navel is such a great place to do that. I'll try to find that and post it in the comments of this post in the Clearly Essential Oil group, and see if I can't give you guys some more insight on that. But anyway, you're going to want to heavily dilute it for more sensitive skin. So on babies and children, elderly, pregnant, you're going to want to dilute it a little bit more if you're going to be applying it topically. Or if it's some intense digestive discomfort, you can do a drop in 4 ounces of water or even in a shot glass and take it that way. Before I found the probiotics, I would just do a drop under my tongue. I was trying to come off of that other chalky tablet that I was telling you about earlier. And so I would just do a drop under my tongue, and that really helped. And they also have these really convenient soft gels. And so you can take those as often as needed throughout the day. And there's about 2 drops in 1 soft gel. This is going to be really great if you have eaten something that maybe your stomach doesn't agree with, or if you've been exposed to a food that maybe you've eliminated from your diet. It's also going to be really great for lower GI, which we're going to get to in a little bit, really focusing on intestinal support, things like that. So that's going to be something that maybe you would want to have on hand if you are very prone to having stomach upset with food exposure. All right, so what's in Digestzen? Ginger root, which may help soothe mild or occasional stomach upset and ease indigestion. Peppermint, which supports healthy gastrointestinal function and aids in digestion. Caraway seed, which may help ease indigestion while supporting a healthy gastrointestinal tract. Coriander seed and anise, I think I'm saying that right, anise, yeah. They both promote healthy digestion as well as tarragon. And then fennel actually helps promote healthy digestion and metabolism. And just a little fun fact, fennel is also really great if you have a sweet tooth. So if you're having a sweet tooth craving over the holidays and you don't want to eat an extra piece of cake or chocolate, just turn the bottle of fennel over on your finger and rub it under your tongue. And it's great for helping really suppress some of those desires for sugar. All right, intestinal support. So we're going to talk more about supporting proper digestion and nutrient absorption and creating a healthy environment for good bacteria to grow. All right, this little gem right here has become a hot and fast favorite in our house. My husband and I have done the cleanse 3 times now. We usually do it about every 6 months. So we just finished in, gosh, when did we do it? August? Yeah, mid-July to mid-August. And one of the things that the new cleanse protocol called for was first thing in the morning to take a Terrazyme on an empty stomach. Let me walk you through what Terrazyme is, and then maybe it'll make a little bit of sense. So Terrazyme is a proprietary blend of active whole food enzymes and supporting mineral cofactors that are often deficient in cooked, processed, and preservative-laden foods. Terrazyme supports the body's constant production of enzymes critical for healthy biochemical functions throughout the body. Its primary benefits are to support healthy digestion and metabolism of enzyme-deficient processed foods, It's to speed conversion of food nutrients to cellular energy, to promote gastrointestinal comfort and food tolerances, to support healthy production of metabolic enzymes. It has a proprietary blend of 10 active whole food enzymes, and it's safe for everyone in the family. And we're going to talk more about what enzymes are. So let's talk about that, and then if I forget, y'all remind me to tell you about why we take one. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you. This new cleanse protocol, we ended up taking one on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. And what a difference it made. If I maybe ate something the day before that I shouldn't have eaten, or if we're having trouble with elimination, anything like that, Terrazyme on an empty stomach just sort of dispels all of that bloating, anything that blah feeling, that the heaviness in your stomach. It's so great for that. So now, even though we're not cleansing anymore, I still take one every day on an empty stomach, just because I feel better throughout the day. All right, so what are enzymes? Enzymes are specialized proteins that function as catalysts in almost all chemical reactions throughout the body. They are necessary for digesting food nutrients and converting nutrients into energy in cells. Sort of a recap of what we talked about. Enzymes can originate inside or outside the body, and I think that that's an important thing to understand. We already make enzymes in our guts, but there are also enzymes on raw and very lightly cooked food. So fresh raw foods naturally contain sufficient enzymes for proper digestion, and cooked and processed foods are very deficient in enzymes. And enzymes are just those things that really help break down the food in our guts. So Terrazyme includes a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion of proteins, fats, complex carbs, sugars, fiber, and other food nutrients. All right, so let's talk about where do enzymes come from other than just raw food. So endogenous enzymes are produced in the body, and they can be classified as metabolic enzymes and digestive enzymes. So there's two different types of enzymes. You got your metabolic enzymes and your digestive enzymes. Metabolic enzymes are active in blood, tissue, and organs. So they help those areas of the body convert nutrients into cellular energy. Digestive enzymes are excreted by the liver and pancreas and help the body convert food to usable nutrients. So you see how they sort of work hand in hand there. Exogenous enzymes are enzymes originating outside of the body and are classified as food enzymes. Food enzymes are found in raw, unprocessed foods and help break down nutrients during digestion. So you see you can get enzymes, or you have your three different kinds: metabolic, digestive, and then the ones that are already in the food that you eat. The body's ability to constantly produce metabolic and digestive enzymes is limited by raw material availability and production capacity. So whatever is available in the body, and then however well your body naturally produces enzymes. And that's going to vary from person to person, just like your metabolism varies from person to person. If our diets do not include sufficient food enzymes to break down the food we eat, our body's endogenous enzyme resources must be directed toward the production of digestive enzymes to speed the conversion of food to bioavailable nutrients. All right, so our bodies produce two different types of enzymes, metabolic and digestive. If our diets don't provide enough enzymes to help break down the food, then our body is going to pull all the enzyme support that we make and put it towards digestion, right? So let's talk a little bit about what that means. That means that production capacity is directed toward the production of digestive enzymes and is not available for the production of important metabolic enzymes. Well, remember what metabolic enzymes support? They support the blood, the tissues, and the organs. So if we don't eat a lot of raw or very lightly cooked foods that provide those digestive enzymes in them, then our body's going to pull those metabolic enzymes away from the blood, the tissue, and the organs, and it's going to send them to the gut so that we can help break down that food that we've eaten. If it's super processed food, you're going to need more digestive enzymes to help break it down because it doesn't come with a lot of digestive enzymes. So you understand, that's why we were talking about lifelong vitality earlier, that healthy input of nutrients makes it so the body doesn't have to work so hard to pull out the nutrients. The digestive enzymes don't have to work so hard to get the nutrients out. They can focus those enzymes back onto the blood, tissue, and organs. All right, so do you eat a completely raw or unprocessed diet? I don't either. So that's why I take Terrazyme every single day. And I loved it. Like I said, I love to take it in the morning on an empty stomach because I feel like it sort of just replenishes any enzymes that I have decreased during the day before. But I will also take one or between 1 to 3 with every meal, especially if I know that I've already am experiencing some digestive upset, which is going to be me throughout the entire holiday season as we bounce from house to house and we're eating foods that we don't normally eat. There's going to be more digestive enzyme upset. So you would take 1 Terrazyme if your foods are raw and unprocessed, and up to 3 Terrazyme with your meal, either right before, during, or right after, if your food is very processed and contains few natural enzymes. So some people take them before their meal. I prefer to take mine after. I feel like I'm sort of just like sprinkling enzyme fairies all over my food that I've just eaten, and it really helps break that down. All right. This is probably my favorite supplement. I don't know if I can say that. I really like Lifelong Vitality, but I do believe that every single person should be on a really great probiotic. So PB Assist was a game changer for me. I had been on several probiotics throughout my life for various reasons, to try to get some candida under control, to really try to balance my gut. This was all through high school, college. And I wouldn't stick with them because I could not really tell a huge difference. And so when I was talking to them about how I was constantly having some of that indigestion and the discomfort in my esophagus, and I was talking to someone else who uses doTERRA several years ago, and they said, well, have you tried the probiotic? And I just kind of smirked, and I was like, whatever, that's not going to help me. But I went ahead and ordered it because I felt like, if it doesn't work, maybe I'll just have some really great gut bacteria. Isn't that what everybody wants, is great gut bacteria? Pretty sure that's what attracted my husband to me, great gut bacteria. Anyway, so PB Assist is different from every other probiotic that I've been on. And it's different for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that it is double capsuled. If you've never seen this guy, my husband calls it the Terminator pill because it's got like this outer shell that's clear, and then like this little liquid, and then a green, like a fluorescent green inner capsule. So acidophilus, which is what a probiotic is actually not designed to interact with stomach acid. Most of the time, stomach acid will kill acidophilus or probiotic cultures. So the reason that so many people take, 50 billion CFUs of probiotic is because they're hoping that half of them will make it to the intestines. But doTERRA's is different. It only has 6 billion CFUs, and it has a formula of prebiotic fiber that is in an outer capsule. So it's double capsule. The outer capsule dissolves in the stomach, and that is where the prebiotic is released. That prebiotic fiber has 6 strains of probiotic microorganisms. The prebiotic as prebiotic fiber that helps you continue to digest food in your stomach. And then the probiotic microorganisms have 6 billion CFUs. They are active probiotic cultures. And then, like I said, that time-release double capsule really helps put the acidophilus into the intestines where it's meant to live. It really helps with soothing digestive juices in the esophagus. That was the one thing that I noticed almost immediately. I had taken it for a few days. I wasn't noticing a huge difference. And then all of a sudden I realized, I'm not carrying around my box of chalky tablets anymore. I'm okay if they're not with me. And then I started to notice, I just would leave them at home because I didn't need them. And then eventually we just tossed them and that was huge for me. I had been on those for probably 15 years. I remember in college, I was the volleyball girl on the team who, you know, everyone made fun of because we would pack for a game and I would throw those in my bag. So this was a real issue that I had dealt with for a long time. So this is also going to help with optimal absorption of food nutrients, and it's going to help with metabolism. So a good probiotic is needed by every single person in your family. My pediatrician suggests that all of our children be on a probiotic, and I think that he's onto something because healthy gut microflora actually affects our entire body. doTERRA PB Assist is a proprietary blend of 6 active strains of friendly probiotic microorganisms that support healthy colonies of friendly microflora in the gut. It includes active strains of Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus and these are way big words that I don't even know how to say. So if you are schooled in acidophilus, this is going to be the juicy part of this for you. Basically, we have several different types of bacteria that live in our gut, and they all need to have healthy colonization so that that microflora can function at a higher level in the intestinal tract. Healthy digestive function is also going to help with immune function. So a lot of times when our immune systems are perpetually being bombarded with threats, if we do not have a good, strong basis of gut support, then remember that pathway is going to get bombarded and it's going to break down, and that's where we're going to have a lot of susceptibility to those threats. Each of these strains of probiotic are proprietary, and they have been demonstrated to have superior propensity for intestinal adhesion and colonization. Again, that double layer delivery system and that prebiotic that's going to really help with helping ease digestive discomfort in the stomach, but also help get those CFUs, those colony forming units, into the gut where they're supposed to be. All right, so if I were you, or if you were me, what would be my daily holiday regimen? And so I sort of wrote that out for you. First, I would start every day with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. You take half in the morning, half in the evening. Most people, if you've never been on Lifelong Vitality before, start with 1 capsule of each of those 3 things per day. So you might take all 3 in the morning. So there's really no way to half 1 capsule. You take all 3 in the morning. I always encourage people to take their Lifelong Vitality with food. It will help with any burping or stomach discomfort that you might have if you don't take it with food. After a few days, if you are not noticing any adverse responses, sometimes there will be a little bit of head tension, maybe a little bit of achy muscles. A lot of times that is due because your body is releasing toxins, and those toxins have to get out of the body. And LLV really helps with flushing out all of those things that your body doesn't need to hang on to. So make sure you're drinking a lot of water too. Everybody should be drinking half of their body weight in ounces of water per day. If you do that, you get a little extra sticker at the end of the day, right? So if you take 1, then after a couple of days, you can bump up to 2 and per day. So you could take 1 in the morning of each of those 3 and 1 in the morning of each of those 3 at night. The full dose is considered 4 of each per day. So most people take half in the morning and half in the evening, 2 in the morning, 2 at night. If you forget and take them all before bed, it's fine. I usually do that 4 to 5 days a week because I forget to take them in the morning. But I do notice a difference if I do take half in the morning and half in the evening. I would also suggest taking Terrazyme on an empty stomach every single morning. So take that Terrazyme right before you jump in the shower, and then when you get out, have your breakfast and take half of your Lifelong Vitality. And then depending on the kind of meal it is, you can take Terrazyme with each meal. 1, if it is more of a raw or a lightly cooked meal, lots of veggies that are lightly cooked or raw fruits. And 3, if it's highly processed or highly cooked. So all those casseroles and all of those yummy things that you're going to be eating over the holidays that are likely from cans that are generational recipes that your great-grandmother made with her own can of cream and mushroom soup, you might want to take 3 Terrazyme with that. And then probiotic PB assist in the evenings with your evening LLV. A lot of digestion happens at night while you're sleeping, and so that's a great time to take your probiotics so that it can really sit there in the gut. And then mood support oils daily. You're going to want to reapply those before any intense situations. So for mood support, I usually say you put them on first thing in the morning, and then you can reapply up to every 30 minutes as you need to for mood support. If it's a calming oil, you might want to, again, really think about diffusing that in whatever situation you're in, and then everybody can chill out a little bit. All right, and if you are listening to this and you are not already a doTERRA member, they have extended this really, really awesome promotion. If you enroll as a new wholesale customer or wellness advocate in November with a 100 PV new member order, and then in December, if you place another 100 PV order, you will get this lifelong vitality pack for free. It's over $100 in retail value. If you're a member, it's right around $80 in value. So I really believe everyone needs to be on lifelong vitality and a probiotic. And so this is a really great way to get those for free, and you don't have to, you get a lot of great oils, and you get some really great vitamins for free. So if you are not a member, there's a couple of options to become a member. The first way is that you can be a wholesale customer, and that's just what it sounds like. You are a customer and you get everything at wholesale price, which is 25% off of the retail price. Being a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate, both wholesale customer and wellness advocate get 25% off of the retail price. Both of them get access to private Facebook groups, trainings that are all free. You get a community of support. The person who enrolls you is your mentor. They walk alongside you as you learn how to use your oils. So if you have an issue and you are not sure how to use an oil, or something has come up and you don't know what to do with that oil or that particular concern, you can ask them. But you also usually get access to some other Facebook groups that are reserved for members only. And you also can get some of your products for free if you would like to be a wellness advocate. So that means that you would like the potential to earn a little bit of income to either cover the cost of your oils or supplement your income, or maybe even replace it. So those are the two options: wholesale customer, wellness advocate. And you can move from one to the other, a wholesale customer to a wellness advocate at any time at no cost. So that's all that I have. And if you have questions, I'm going to stop the recording and we can do a little bit of Q&A for the next little bit. And let me just get this shut off. So thanks for listening. I'm going to turn off this recording.